Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting a knock at the door today because I knew I'd cocked this up. If you watched my video last week, these crosses right here, there's actually four there. I know it looks like two because I've doubled them up. They were for the Ford Nugget camper van thing that I had to play for on Monday because the discount of a third off all Fords was on Monday only. And I really fancied the camper van, so I quickly, on that day, chucked 4 tickets on there. Now, I tried to look at a 3D view of where he was looking, and I thought, yeah, it must be about there. And the fella in the back is looking very much straight forward, so it had to be roughly above his nose in that sort of area. It couldn't be sort of anywhere else, could it? So I thought, yeah, let's get him in. Now, normally what I do is, if I did a couple of tickets on a Monday, I'd look at them again, perhaps Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'd possibly move them throughout the week after I've had a fresh set of eyes on the next day. But in this case, I had to do them on a Monday. So somebody said in the comments they thought he was higher and to the left. And they have about 50, 60 people on their Discord. And I had a look at Cam Hassan's channel, and they'd gone further up than where I was as well. So when the 33% discount came onto all the Volkswagens on, I think it was Friday, I thought, okay, I'll have another 2 tickets on the Volkswagen camper van. So I went further up and to the left, and I thought, yeah, it's about where he's looking. Actually, the direction from where he's looking to where the winning cross was sort of goes through mine, so I suppose I was okay on his line of sight. And I would say I was fine on this guy in the middle, his line of sight. I'm baffled as to how they've got all the way over there to the left, because it doesn't make sense with the guy in the middle. He's certainly not looking that far over there. He might be looking along that angle. So anyway, that's why I put him where I put him. And as soon as I put him, the second lot, I thought, I'm sure I haven't gone high enough again. They've probably cocked this one up. So let's have a look at the judging, see what they've done this week. Well, how bizarre. That's a hell of a widespread. One of the guys, I can't remember who it was now, so apologies for not remembering who it was, said he's expecting a really widespread this week, and it certainly was from this. Now, if you look at the one on the far left, how is that possible? How on earth can you possibly think that it's going to be all the way over there from where this guy in the middle is looking? That he's looking more or less straight at the camera, isn't he, on slightly up, so it's going to be up here somewhere. So how on earth somebody could put one over there, and these are supposed to be professionals. I said all along they're not experts or professionals, but that's fine. There's a cluster here, which I think they've all gone a bit too far to the left, but like when 5 people have gone in the same sort of area, you've got to think, well, who's the one that's wrong here, me or 5 other people? This one here is about where I put one of mine. So I think that one's pretty much spot on. He had the same idea. And this one here, I think that was also feasible. In that the guy down here in the middle, he could have been looking sort of that direction. He could have been looking up at that direction. So that was feasible. That one's feasible. And these are all in a cluster. And then the one over on the left, that's just bonkers, that is. He wants shooting. Certainly a red card. Send him off for a couple of weeks. Don't let him judge. But what do I think they're going to remove? Well, obviously you're going to take this nutcase out, and this one is too far away from the cluster, and probably this one because it's so far out from the cluster, even though I think that's in a better line than most of them, going up for the middle player. I still think they'll take that one out and they'll keep this cluster of 5, although they don't usually take 3 out and just leave 5. But anyway, let's have a look. What have they done? Yeah, they have. They've taken those 3 out. I thought they would because they were so far out from the cluster. I mean, I guess that's not a bad cluster. So, you know, from the final judging, I think they had to go with that. Had to be the result because you had to take the 3 random ones out. But I still don't see really, to me, how the average can be over there. Surely it should have been much nearer the middle of this guy's head. But there we are. That's another loss this week, but can't be helped. I think mine were in zone 3 again, which is where I seem to live these days. I'm going to have a quick look at Yiannimize now, because I was going to make a video earlier this week to say why I was going to give up Yiannimize. But things have changed slightly, and I'll show you now. So they Spot the Coin, which is similar to BOTB Spot the Ball, finished on Sunday night, and they must have been judged yesterday because the results were out today, and that's a winning coordinate for the Spot the Coin, which actually, for the first time on one of their competitions, sort of makes sense, because if he's flicked it, it's going to be in an arc coming over here. That guy looks as though he's looking up somewhere, his arms are pointing more or less at the cross. This guy, well, he's praying to Jesus because he's looking over here, but his arms are sort of up. He's just doing a prayer. But it made sense to me. And actually, my coordinates, can't remember what they were now, but I wasn't far out from there because I'd gone up in that area, and mine was 3-5 something or other. So I was within this area, and I don't even know who the winner is yet, but I think if it was me, I'd have known by now. And the only reason I played it was because it was a £100,000 cash prize, the one I picked, for $4.99. So I just did one ticket. But they've changed all the prices on the Spot the Coin, and the picture is better. So let's have a look at the one for the next month, and I'll show you what I mean. They've dropped all the prizes on here a lot. The 100,000 now tax-free cash is only $4.99 if you're a member. That doesn't add up with some of the other prices, mind, because they've got some of the cars. They've got a Porsche Carrera, $4.99. Volkswagen Golf R is only $2.99 now, and that comes with 4K. 75 pence a ticket for Kia Picanto. All right, for the wife, isn't it? This is an odd one. £50,000 tax-free cash is $4.49 a ticket. Now, bear in mind, we just looked at 100,000, which was double that, and it was only 50 pence more for a ticket. So who's going to go for that? Last week it was the same price, which also didn't add up. Only $2.99 for the BMW M135. 75 pence for a Citroen. The one I've played for in the past is, I'll get to it now, it was a Hyundai i10. And I played for it because it was $2.99 a ticket. Now, for the next month, it's 99 pence a ticket. And the 10 grand's only 49 pence a ticket. So I may well have another go this month. I can have a look at the picture. Let me just get one of these, stick it in the basket. No thanks. Play now. So this guy on the left here is flicking the coin up over the Land Rover. Fella here on the right looks like he's looking upwards and his arms outstretched. And they've spent more effort on these photographs after they moaned about them a month or two ago. Perhaps they saw my video. No, it's unlikely. So you've got an idea with this one. You could work something out on this one. It's feasible. In that, I would think it's going pretty low over the Land Rover. So it's going to come from his arm there, in a low arc, going by how the catch. I mean, there's no actual coin here. Let's remember that. There's no coin here at all. It's just a staged photograph, and then the judges decide where they're going to put it. So I would say it's quite a low arc, but I think that the darkness of these windows would subconsciously put people off. They're going to think about putting a cross on a lighter background. So if anything, I think it would be on this pillar here behind the Land Rover. It would be somewhere around there, because I just don't think if it's in a low arc over the top, I don't think people will put it on a dark background. They should, but I just think it's a subconscious thing, and you just think you won't, because it'll stand out on there. So I might do that. I'll delete that for now because I'm not playing it yet. I've got another 4 weeks, I think, to decide whether I'm going to play this or not. But I might. The other thing is, don't know if you remembered, within a new month now, so it's a new car on the Auto Trader electric car giveaway. I know I mentioned it last Tuesday, but it wasn't the end of the month then, so I couldn't show you. So what is it this month? The Vauxhall Corsa E Anniversary Edition electric car. The winner will also get up to £1,300 to use for their car insurance, and electric car charger, and free installation. So just put your email address in there and your name, free entry. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to spend a bit more time and effort this week before I do next week's tickets. So let's hope we have some better luck next week. And good luck to you guys too. Cheers then.